Hi guys, so after the success of last week's walk-in challenge, I've had a few requests to do some tips for how to get some extra steps. So here goes my tips for walking for weight loss. Okay, so number one on the list is accountability. Very important in any fitness or weight loss journey. So say it to your family, say it to one of your friends, make yourself accountable. Find a friend who wants to come walking with you. Set a target, and it's always a lot more fun when you've got some company for a walk. So get out there with your loved one or get out there with your family members and make it a team effort. Go, 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 go. Getting steps up down the hall. Okay, so number two on the list is start the day as you mean to go on. So here we did a little test. We timed 500 steps in a closed or in a confined space, and that could be walking around your house, could be out your back garden, or could be going for a walk out the front of the house. So 500 steps takes 5 minutes only, about 4 minutes 47 when we tested it, depending on what the task was. We tested loads of different ones. Hoovering the floor, walking around the house, out the front, they were all in around 5 minutes. So what you do is set your alarm 5 minutes early in the morning. So if you usually get up at 6 o'clock, you get up at 5:55 and you go make the first thing you do in the morning after you put on your clothes, of course, is go for a little walk. I start my day every day with a 5-minute walk and a glass of water.
My house is too small.
I've had lots of messages from people saying they don't have enough space to get their steps in, so I'm going to do 500 steps in this cubicle and see how long it takes me.
What are you doing?
Next up is picking a number. So 10,000 is very commonly seen on the internet. I did 12,500 with my clients last week. It can be different for everybody. So what you should do is take a look at your health app on your phone. See how many steps you regularly get. So if you're 5,000, 6,000 in a day normally, then pick something slightly higher, 7,000, 8,000, and stick to it. So once you set your goal, you set your number, make excuses to hit that number, not the other way around. So you don't want to make excuses as to why you can't hit it. Oh, I work at a desk, I'm busy all day, I don't get a chance to walk. Instead, make excuses to get to it. Oh, park further away from the shop, go some extra steps with everything you do. Do 2 trips to get your shopping instead of 1. Then any chance you can get to get some extra steps in there, make excuses for extra steps, not for less. This is the furthest space in the car park. Okay, so next tip is fitting more steps into your daily activities. So here we want to look at things that we're going to do anyway, but we're just going to get more steps in for each time we do them. So look at things like your journey to work. Instead of parking in the closest space to the door, park in the furthest space from the door, or maybe even go 5 minutes up the road, park in a car park a couple of minutes away, so you get a nice walk in the morning and in the evening before and after work. After that, Like you can make steps out of anything. You can march on the spot when you brush your teeth. You can choose to go to the bathroom on the second floor instead of on your floor in work, or if you're in the house, get climb a flight of stairs to go to the bathroom instead of going for the one under the stairs. It's all about bringing extra steps into the tasks that you're going to be doing anyway, so it doesn't feel like your walking is putting you out too much.
What are you doing down there?
I'm just watering the plants. So another great tip for getting some extra steps is get out there in the garden and do a little bit of outdoors work. Okay, so next tip is getting some steps in after meals. This is one I discovered during my 25k step challenge. After lunch especially, getting in the last 20 minutes of my break as a walk was amazing, and I definitely highly recommend it. Aids digestion and just has you feeling great after food instead of tired. Okay, so it's 12:30 now, just ate my lunch and I'm going for a quick walk for the last 20 minutes of my break. Okay, so next tip up is one that's often overlooked with all types of exercise, and that's stretching. So I would advise doing 10 minutes or so of stretching in the evening after a long day of walking if you're increasing your steps from what you normally do. So if you're somebody that's normally quite inactive and you start bringing in more activity, you're going to tighten up. So 10 minutes of stretching is going to keep you in it for the long game. And don't forget, this is a long game. It's not about doing a week challenge and walking 10,000 steps for a week. This is about walking 10,000 steps every day for the rest of your life, or whatever figure you pick. You know, it's all about the long-term game, not the short-term. Okay, so another tip that I use all the time with my clients is small achievable goals. So when you're setting out on your walks in the evening, pick a lamppost that's, like a couple of 100 meters away, walk up to that lamppost, walk back. On the next day, you pick a further one, and the next day you pick a further one. You slowly increase your distance over time. So next up is the power of positive reinforcement, or the power of music. So what you're going to need to do for this one is grab a set of headphones on one of your longer walks, so one that you actually go out of your way to go for a walk, and stick on your favorite song, or a song that makes you feel good, that makes you feel happy, and you'll start to associate your walks with that feeling of being good or being happy. I do it up there. So next up is the importance of a plan B. So life doesn't always go to plan. It's not too good to be too rigid or too structured or too set in your ways, So if I'm like, okay, every day I go for a 5k walk after lunch, and then, like, we live in Ireland, you can't count on the weather. Maybe it'll be raining, maybe it'll be a thunderstorm, like something's going on that you can't get your 5k walk in. You need to have a plan B. Like, get a skipping rope, jump, get some steps in that way. Jump on the stationary bike, get a workout in, 20 minutes workouts on YouTube. You always want to have something as a backup, So because you don't want to be somebody that's like, oh, I can't go for my walk now, I'm just not going. And then tomorrow maybe it's raining again, and you're okay, I can't go. I'm going to wait for another day, and then suddenly it's been 2 weeks, and you get to that point where it's just so hard to get back on track because you've been off it for so long. So I always try to make sure I get something in there, like I've got a plan B, plan C, plan D, and where there's a will, there's a way, so make it work no matter what. Beautiful weather.
Ideal.
Ideal for walking challenges, right?
This is what happens to your toes if you do too much walking. Look.
Sandals and socks.
Oh, look, my toes are coming down.
Okay guys, if you got the motivation but you don't have the weather, skipping is a great one. Easy. So, how long did it take? Last one of the list. For me, I call this one the witching hour. So 9 o'clock in the evening. From personal experience with my clients, I find that 9 o'clock in the evening seems to be a time where people generally demolish their goals and they sit down, eat biscuits, and ruin all their hard work. So I have started going for a walk at 9 in the evening every evening for 10 minutes. So try that one out, see how it works for you. Once you get back from your walk, you generally don't feel like going and wrecking all your good work.
Oh, she sent you off for a walk, did she? With your watch? He's a good boy.
Lovely walking.
Really need to pull the finger out now.
Taking this coffee on the go for my walk. See you later. Bye. Bye.